See, the Most High give us this dynamic gift, this gift that's so amazing. I mean, this gift that the whole world wants to buy. But he makes us work for them. He makes us grind. He makes us feel the pain of the process. And for me, I would say I'd rather have it no other way. It's time for you to be great. It's time for you to be phenomenal. See, many of us like to skip the hard part. We like to skip the stages that make us the great people that we are born to be. And you must realize that you cannot buy this. No one can give you this. You must earn this. I played the game as if my life was on the line. And individuals all over the world to understand this very thing. Greatness lies in the man that believes in him.
Happy Tuesday, beautiful people. Happy Tuesday.
Hello. I have returned.
You returned. All right, beautiful people. It is Tuesday, December the 12th, 2023. Today is a holiday in Mexico, the Virgin of Guadalupe. Is that how you say that? Guadalupe, whatever.
Are we allowed to make sponsors?
Are you allowed to make what?
Sponsors, like an ad for other companies or something.
I mean, you can. You got a sponsorship, son? I mean, that'd be great if you do. You got a sponsorship? Starbucks? You want to be a sponsor for Starbucks? Well, you want Starbucks to sponsor you? These kids these days, I better get paid.
From Starbucks, damn money.
It is day 128 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. And of the 5-year consecutive day count, it is day 1,507. Today we're going to read. Let me stop. Hold on. Look, and y'all giving an open adoration today. So I'm going to just tell y'all that now so y'all can be thinking of something. Go ahead and type it in. Let me pause. 623. 623. Oh, we ain't paused there. Did I write that wrong? Page 623, 324. Oh, okay. All right. So we still in chapter 47 in the Holy Megillah on page 623, and we picking up at verse 325. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. Apple seed. Oh, we're going to finish this chapter today. Okay. I think after we finish this chapter, we'll start the next chapter. And in Lord's first book. Where we stop at? Chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5. We didn't read chapter 5 there. So chapter 5.
When are we going to post on that science channel?
I don't know. Why are you coming to talk to me about science first thing this morning, son? All right, so once we're done reading the rest of chapter 47, we're going to hop on over here to the Book of God's Word, and we're going to read chapter 5, and then that'll be it for today.
Wait, what?
Yeah, my little sidekick act like he don't know what's going on, Tiffany. Somebody said, hey, Zay, Facebook user. I'm not sure who that is. Tabitha, hey, girl. Hey, joyful Cosmon, Ormaz, rising, faithless family. Tiffany, greetings. Beautiful souls. See, look, somebody said, hey, Zay. They're coming from the private group, so I don't really know who it is. Unless they make their identity known. Boy, go somewhere. I came out the room this morning. He up playing the game in the loft. Like, Bro, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? He be trying to get on the game before his brethren get up and get on it. All right, so let's get started.
Mom, y'all get set 4 hours.
We'll see. Most holy creator, we are grateful for spiritual tolerance. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That is so good. Listen, look, that's good. That's good. That's on the lines where I was thinking this morning. And some people, I'm like, I didn't use the word tolerance, but that's definitely the word I was looking for this morning. You know how some people, as they're growing spiritually, and they quick to tell somebody that ain't right, that ain't right. But weren't you just worshiping Jesus about 3 months ago? Get out my face. People have no spiritual, they have no tolerance as they're growing spiritually, right? That's something yes, I used to be there. I used to do that, but I'm like, this is not cool because that used to be me, and I actually used to be worse. So calm down, girl. That is great. Most holy creator, we are grateful for spiritual tolerance as we learn your truth and also as others learn your truth. Yeah, that's great. That's great, Tiffany. Right, Tabitha? Okay, y'all. Let's get going today. All right, so page 623. Verse 325, and it starts with a new little story, the Appleseed prophecy, a prophecy of Magdalene for Peter Greenman in thanks for his many years of devoted service. This boy came and turned this microwave on. It just sounds so loud in here. Okay, hold on one second. He left the pantry door open too. I don't know, the pantry door being open was making it louder to me. Can y'all hear me? Is my background loud? Is my background loud? Or can y'all hear me okay? Because I know the microwave is super loud. At least it is to me. Okay, I'm going to just read loud. Okay. Verse 325. Behold, in the last days a war will be fought. Not a new war, but an ancient war. This is the war between the naturals who reflect the body of the beast and the artificials who build and are that body. Lo, the entire world will be the battlefield. Even so, the heart of the battle will be waged in the land of the eagle. Singers will call this land New Babylon. For like old Babylon, this land will overflow with material wealth, but will become spiritually poor. We ain't even got to reiterate who that is, right? We live there. Most of us here, we live there. It's fine, Jamia. Hey, sister. Okay, I'm fine. All right, cool. Okay, even so, the heart of the battle will be waged in the land of the eagle. Singers will call this land New Babylon, for like old Babylon, this land will overflow with material wealth, but will become spiritually poor. For behold, the powers behind the false powers will build their castles in this land. Beneath mighty mountains, they will build the unknown city from which they will rule. Yea, it is there, beneath mountains in New Babylon, that the unnatural brain, which is the master brain of countless unnatural brains, will be built. And this master brain of the unnaturals will be linked to the unnatural brains at the workplace. And finally, in the last days, the master brain will be wedded to the neutral brains, the natural brains of those that link to the body of the beast. Talking about computers, I'm thinking that's what we said this was. Computers, technology. Yea, the war between the naturals and the artificials has been and will be waged in countless worlds, for it is the war between true eternal life and false eternal life and the ways thereof. Verse 336, page 624. Know this, even as Isha has chosen a general to lead her army of nature lovers in the old world, so will be a general chosen to lead the forest dwellers of the new world. Behold, in the manner that Peter proved himself before Isha met him, saving animals on his own, even before meeting a Nazarene, thus it will be with his helper in the land of the eagle. Behold, I was shown a vision of things to come. The vision was from Isha. I saw the natural world poisoned and pillaged even to the brink of disaster, and the leader in the poisoning will for a long time be New Babylon, the land of the eagle. But I also saw that in the first days of New Babylon, just after its establishment as a nation, a son of the natural world stood tall. Yea, a son of the revolution, the Appleseed prophet, is called to fight a different war than his revolutionary father. For his father fought with weapons that kill, but the son fights with weapons that heal. That's good. For the apple tree is his symbol, and the apple seed his weapon. And he will walk the new world with apple seed in hand, and he will preach truth according to his understanding. And upon his death as man, Isha will greet him, and in her hand will be the holy Megillah, her first gift to the Appleseed prophet, that his understanding may be magnified. The second gift shall be immortal life as the general of her army in the new world. Yea, in the forest of New Babylon, an immortal man will walk. He is Isha's gift to the land of the eagle before the last days. His weapon is the gift to inspire others to fight the good fight of the army of the Green Lady. This army consists of naturals, those who refuse the body of the beast and defend the Mother Earth from the hands of the spoilers. And after spoilers is reference number 2 to what the bottom says. In the source manuscript from which this English translation was made, Miriam shared this prophecy again in Mount Carmel. Since the wording of the prophecy is nearly the same both times, we're providing it only once in this translation of the Holy Megillah. Verse 354. After speaking her prophecy to Peter Greenman, Miriam said to Migdana, who was writing down the words of prophecy to be included in the Holy God spell, Nazarene children can be taught to plant apple trees in preparation for the coming of the Appleseed prophet. Yea, give each child a pouch of apple seeds, whatever kind grow in their land, whether it be the yellow quince, or the red crab apple, or some other variety. Teach children that each seed we plant is a celebration of life, and let all the children know that this prophecy is the gift of the Magdalene to Peter Greenman in appreciation for his long work as the cornerstone of the green army of Israel in this world. For behold, this is a prophecy that this is a prophecy that help will be sent to Peter. Yea, in every nation helpers will arise to save Mother Earth from the hands of the spoilers. And in the last days, when chances for victory look slim, young people will swell the ranks of the green lions. Wherefore, Peter Greenman, do not despair that the harvest is great and the workers are few. Help will come when you most need it. Negoa and Perry reported that the road to Mount Carmel was being watched, but not the road to Syria. Yeshua said to his companions, a change in plan. We had planned to next visit Mount Carmel. Instead, thanks to the warning of our winged scouts, we will first visit the Nazarene congregation in Syria, then go to Mount Carmel. After Carmel, we and our companions will sail an Alephim ship to Alexandria, then visit Nazarenes in dispersion. And then it will be time to gather John's disciples and launch our ministry to Yisrael. But before we leave Mount Hermon for Syria, Miriam and I will tomorrow gather here with the initiated lions and speak on Zion. And that is the end of chapter 47. That's 367 verses. So we're going to pause right there. And let's hop on over here to page.
Making me some news.
Oh, I see, son. Page 156. I don't know why I put that back like that. All right, chapter 5, page 156 at the bottom in Book of God's Word. Kings and Queens Coaching Group, shalom, shalom. Drace and Righteous, what's going on, fam? Denise, shalom, sis. Shalom and blessings, children of Jaja Elohim. Alicia, hey girl, hey. I know you be hanging out in the background all the time. Stephen, what's going on, fam? Peace, family. Okay, chapter 5, page 156 at the bottom. When the day arrived for the slaughter of the male infants, not more than 1,000 mothers appeared at the place of execution with their infants, the others having risen in the night previous and departed out of the gates, upward of 98,000 mothers. When the king went to the place of execution, having set apart the day as a holiday, and not finding but 1,000 infants present, he inquired the reason, and having been told, he said, "Can it be that mothers love their offspring more than they respect the decrees of the king and do?" That's why they fled your country, king. Ain't nobody just willingly handing over their son to you to murder, right? When the king went to the place of execution, having set apart the day as a holiday, and not finding but 1,000 infants present, he inquired the reason, and having been told, he said, "Can it be that mothers love their offspring more than they respect the decrees of the king? Asha was standing near, having stripped himself ready for execution, and he answered the king, saying, "Because they love their offspring, is it not the love of the flesh? Because they love their offspring, is it not the love of the flesh? And doth not the law stand above all flesh? In this matter, then, because they have evaded the law, they have adjudged themselves also to death." Remember, this guy that's speaking, Asha, he's really playing a Jedi mind trick on the king, because the king hastily decreed something, not thinking that his son would also be included in this slaughter holiday, as well as his sister's firstborn son, right? So he spent all this time, it's just a quick recap, he spent all this time thinking of ways that he could backpedal on what he had just said. And since Asha, one of these prophets, he was a firstborn son, which he was also going to the slaughter as well. You know, he's just, hopefully his Jedi mind trick gonna work. But if it don't, he ready to go. I'm just like, we'll see if this works, Asha. Look. Because they love their offspring, is it not the love of the flesh? And doth not the law stand above all flesh? In this matter, then, because they have evaded the law, they have adjudged themselves also to death. Then came Bertrage, the king's wife, bringing the infant. Bertrage said, "Here is thy son, O king, ready for the sacrifice." Asha reasoneth well. There must be an all highest which never erreth, which is the law of the king. Take thou thy flesh and blood, and prove thy decrees. What? Why hesitate? If thou swerve one jot or tittle, then shalt thou open the door for all men to find an excuse against the law. Doth not the sun blight a harvest when he will? Yea, and strike dead our most beloved? Art thou not descended from the sun gods? Who will obey the laws if thou thyself do not? And this is his wife talking. I know he ready to smack her in the mouth. But she on Asha's side. She don't want to kill her son. Listen. The king said, "Behold, it is yet early morn. Let the offspring go fetch all who have escaped beyond the walls." You king, you playing around now. You playing around. All that's gonna be here is gonna be here. We don't need to go search for them. They've been gone. Now you wasting time. You trying to find a way to save your own son. Look, the king said, "Behold, it is yet early morn. Let the officers go fetch all who have escaped beyond the walls, and both mothers and children shall be put to death. Till then, let the proceedings be suspended." Now there had congregated a vast multitude, anxious to witness the slaughter. And when the king suspended matters, there went up cries of disappointment. And many said, "When a thing toucheth the king, he is a coward." Right? He is, because he's trying to figure out how to get his son and his nephew out of her. The king returned to his palace, leaving Asha standing stripped for the execution. And the multitude cried out, "More is Asha like a king than Soki. Let us make him king, King Soki. We would not have a sheep for a king, and none could stay them or be heard above their noise." And they ran after the king and slew him with stones, and they made Asha king of the sun. And there was not one infant slain according to the decrees. Okay, Asha, your Jedi mind trick worked, not just on the king, but on the crowd. And now you king, bro. Let's go. Tell all the mamas and the babies to come back. God said, "Think not, O man, that things happen without a cause, or that all things are left to chance. In my works, I go beforehand and plan the way, even more carefully than a captain layeth siege to a city. Before Zarathustra was born, I sent Ashars to choose out my personages. Think not that Asha made his own arguments, but by virtue of the presence of my Ashars." Remember, Ashars are nothing more than guardian angels, right? "Think not that Asha made his own arguments, but by virtue of the presence of my Ashars, whom he saw not, he spake and behaved in my commandments, not knowing it. And even so was it with the king's wife. My angels also inspired her to speak before the king, and those that fled out of the city were inspired by my host of angels." God said, "Yet with the king's decree I had no part, for I foresaw he would do this of his own will, and with the multitude and slaying the king I had no part, for I saw they would do this on their own account. Neither would the multitude hear my voice, even though I had spoken to every man's soul, for in them tetracts were the ascendant power." God said, "The multitude slew the king because he had gone so far from me, he heeded me not. And I made Asha king because he came so near me, my power was with him through my Ashars." And that's actually the end of chapter 5. You know what? I'll read one more chapter 6, and we'll be done. Chapter 6, page 157 at the bottom. During the infant age of Zarathustra, God manifested no more through him, but he sent Ijah, one of his lords, to be with Zarathustra day and night. And Ijah taught the infant wisdom in all things, but showed himself to none else. When Zarathustra was yet a child, the Lord began to manifest through him, giving signs and miracles and prophecy before the Listians who lived in the forest of goats. And after, when it says, when Zarathustra was yet a child, it's reference number 4 after child. 4 at the bottom says was half grown. So when Zarathustra was half grown. Verse 3, the Lord inspired Zarathustra to teach them to build houses, to tame the goats, and to live in cities, and otherwise subdue the earth through righteousness, the chief center of their habitations being on the river Aphraton and its tributaries. And it was from these inhabitants that sprang in after years the migrants called Phoenicians, signifying out of the mountains. Nevertheless, these people were Ehuans, but because of the cruelties of the Parsian kings, they fled and lived in the forest. The Lord said to Zarathustra, The Lord said to Zarathustra, behold the people who fly from the kings. I have made them kings over goats and over beasts of the fields. And from this time forth, the Lycians styled themselves shepherd kings. Who that sound like? Shepherd kings. Who are those people in the Bible? That's Israel, people. From this time forth, the Lycians styled themselves shepherd kings, and Zarathustra taught them of the Lord that man should have dominion over the beasts of the forest, but that no man should hold dominion over his neighbor. Consequently, every man of the Lycians styled himself a king, and every woman styled herself a queen. Again, the Lord said to Zarathustra, go thou, my son, whither I will lead thee, and thou shalt find a people sacred to the Great Spirit. So Zarathustra wandered beyond the forest of goats and came to Hara Woteshish. That's probably wrong. To the south of the mountains of O-Tahala, where there were 3 large cities and 12 small ones inhabited by Ehines. And after O-Tahala is reference number 5. And 5 at the bottom says O-Taka. Okay. Verse 7. And the Lord had been with the Ehines and foretold them Zarathustra was coming. So it was proven on both sides. The Lord said to the high priest, thou shalt suffer Zarathustra to come within the walls of the cities, for he is pure. So Zarathustra went in, and in the time of worship before the altar of God, the Lord appeared in a great light and commanded the high priest, saying, behold, I have brought my son to thee. Him shalt thou anoint as a priest according to the Ehim laws, and thou shalt teach him the rites and the ceremonies of the ancients. Accordingly, Zarathustra was made a priest and otherwise accepted as an Ehim and bestowed under the rod with water and with fire. And bestowed under the rod with water and with fire. And he also taught the sacred words of the art of writing and making tablets, and of weaving cloth and making clothes from flax. 7 years Zarathustra remained with the Ehines, fasting and praying and singing and dancing before the Lord. And then the Lord commanded him to return through the forest of goats, the which he did, teaching before the Lycians whithersoever he halted for a rest, and the Lord was with him, working miracles. At the end of another 7 years, the Lord said to Zarathustra, behold, the dawn of light is come. Thou shalt therefore bestow thy mother with thy people, and I will lead thee to the city of thy birth. Zarathustra said, tell me, O Lord, of the city of my birth. The Lord said, it is a great city, but it shall fall before thy hand, for Yahuwah Mazda hath turned his favor away from its kings. In 2 days' journey, Zarathustra came to Oaz and entered into the city, but he brought no provender with him. Now it was the law of Oaz that all strangers coming into the city should bring provender as a testimony of fidelity to the laws and to the king. So when he came to the inner gate, the keeper asked him for provender, but Zarathustra answered him, saying, naked I came into the world, and Ormazd asked me not for provender. Is thy king greater than the creator? The keeper said, I know not thy words. Shall a servant explain laws? To which Zarathustra said, thou art wise, neither shalt thou suffer for the disobedience in letting me pass. The Lord will give thee food. When he had spoken thus, there fell at the feet of the keeper an abundance of fruit, and the keeper feared and stood aside, suffering Zarathustra to pass in. The keeper not only told the people of the miracle, but ran and told the king likewise. This was Asha, who had reigned since the death of Soki, and Asha no sooner heard of the miracle than he imagined the person to be the same whom he had seen in infancy. Asha, the king, sent officers at once to find Zarathustra and bring him before the court. But the Lord, knowing these things, inspired Zarathustra to go on his own account, and he went accordingly before the king, even before the officers returned. The king said, who art thou, and for what purpose hast thou come before the king? Then spake Yahuwah Mazda through Zarathustra, saying, I am Yahuwah Mazda, God of the Ehuans. He through whom I speak is Zarathustra, whom thou sawest in his mother's arms. We twain are one. I have come before thee, O king, because of two reasons. Thou hast sent for me, and I desire to use thee. The king said, Speak further, stranger, that I may approve of thy words. In the time of Soki, said Ehuamaza, I made thee king of Oaz, and from that day to this my Ashars have been with thee, and heard thee oft praying privately for information of the infant thou sawest, for it resteth heavily on thy judgment whether or not man be immortal. Sit thou with me this night privately, and I will show thee Soki's spirit. And after spirit is reference number 6, 6 at the bottom says soul. This alteration occurred several times and are not footnoted again. Verse 22, Asha said, Thou wert to smite the city. Asha said, Thou wert to smite the city, and it would fall. Behold, it standeth. Yet I desire not to stand in my own light. Then Zarathustra spake on his own account, saying, Fear not, O king, for this philosophy. As thou wouldest bend a straw, so do the gods will the nations of the earth. The city will fall ere 6 years pass, and thou shalt be reduced to beggary, and yet thou shalt be happier than now. And that is actually the end of that chapter. That's good. One more, because it's real short. Let's read this next one. One more. I remember this story. This gets good. Chapter 7. When night came, the king sat privately with Zarathustra, and Ehuamazda cast the light on the wall, and the spirit of Soki came and appeared before Asha. Soki said, Knowest thou who I am? And Asha said, Yea, Soki. Soki said, True, O king, the soul is immortal, and then it disappeareth. Asha said, It seemed to be Soki, and yet if it were he would not have called me Asha instead of O king. Then spake Zarathustra, saying, Call thou for some other spirit. Asha said, Suffer then the spirit of my wife to appear. Again, the light appeared, and the soul of Asha's wife inhabited it, and he saw her. Asha said, It is indeed. And then she disappeared. Asha said, Had it been she had spoken. Zarathustra said, Call thou for another spirit. Asha called for Chojan, the songster who looked like no other man under the sun. And Chojan also appeared, and even sang one of the songs about the slaughter of the infants. Asha said, It was like Chojan, but had it been he had surely mentioned the miracle. Then Zarathustra said, Call yet for another spirit. And Asha called, and another appeared, and thus it continued until 20 spirits of the dead had shown themselves and talked with him face to face, and everyone had related things pertinent to themselves. Then spake Zarathustra, saying, Tomorrow night shalt thou again sit with me. Now on the next night, 20 other spirits of the dead appeared and spoke face to face with the king, but yet he believed not. Then spake Ehuamazda through Zarathustra, saying, What will satisfy thee, O man? For I declare unto thee that spirit is not provable by corpore, nor corpore by spirit. There are two things. One groweth by aggregating, and the other groweth by dissemination, of which all light is the highest. As by darkness, light is known, and by light, darkness is known. Similarly diverse are corpore and spirit known. Ooh, wait a minute. That was good. Hold up. That was a really good analogy to show them that you can't prove the spirit by the flesh and you can't prove the flesh by the spirit. Listen, for I declare unto thee that spirit is not provable by corpore being flesh, right here in this realm. For I declare unto thee that spirit is not provable by corpore, nor corpore by spirit. There are two things. One groweth by aggregating, and the other groweth by dissemination, of which all light is the highest. As by darkness, light is known, and by light, darkness is known. Similarly, diverse are corporal and spirit known. That is a whole lesson in itself, right? Like, darkness by the light, and light by the darkness. But when one comes and is more overshadowing than the other, it drowns out the other one, right? And darkness, but light always overcomes the dark, because even in the darkest of dark rooms, even if there's a little glimmer of light, just even like a little pin tip of light, you can see it. If you stand there and you focus your eyes enough, you can find your way to it. But if there is darkness, like even here in this lit room, like it's really bright here around my light, and I can see darkness out in a distance and in dark corners. But the brighter it gets, the more darkness goes away, right? Like it just can't be. Like, you can, let me just finish reading this. It like, you can't, before I trip up over my words, I just like the way this says it. For I declare unto thee that spirit is not provable by corporal, nor corporal by spirit. There are two things. One groweth by aggregating, the other groweth by dissemination, of which all light is the highest. As by darkness, light is known, and by light, darkness is known. Similarly diverse are corporal and spirit known. Ehuamaza said, thy generations, O king, have long bred in unbelief in spirit, and unbelief is so entailed upon thee that evidence is worthless before thee. Who thinkest thou I am? Asha said, Zarathustra. Then Zarathustra asked him, saying, who thinkest thou I am? And Asha said to Zarathustra, to which Ehuamaza said, because thou seest with thine eyes this corporal body, and heareth with thine ears this corporal voice, so dost thou corporal judgment find an answer. But I declare to thee, O king, there is a spiritual judgment as well as a corporal judgment. There is a spiritual man within all men, and it never dieth. The spiritual man which is within is the only one that can discern spiritual things. It is the only one that can recognize the spirits of the dead. Then Asha said, how shall I prove there be not some element belonging to thee personally that is a mirror to reproduce a semblance of whatsoever is within thy thoughts? You're asking some really good questions, O king. Verse 11, Ehuamaza said, what would that profit thee if proven? And what profit if not proven? Hear me then, for this is wisdom. There are millions of souls in heaven that are the same. There are millions of souls in heaven that are in the same doubt thou art in now, not knowing that they themselves are dead, especially those slain in war and in unbelief of spirit life. The king said, who then sayest thou art? Ehuamaza said, first, there is Ormaz, creator, who is over all and within all, whose person is the whole all. That's going to be my adoration for today. Hold up. It just hit me deep down in my shanana when I said it. The king said, who then sayest thou art? Ehuamaza said, first, there is Ormaz, creator, who is over all and within all, whose person is the whole all. Then there are the unseen worlds in the sky, then this world and the stars and sun and moon, after them mortals and the spirits of the dead. Hear me, O king, because the dead know not the all highest heavens, the Ormaz, whose name signifieth, Hear me, O king, because the dead know not the all high heavens, the Ormaz, the name signifieth master of all light, sendeth his exalted angels down to the earth as masters and teachers, having captains and high captains, that their labor be done orderly. The highest captain is therefore called Ehuamaza, that is, master voice, over mortals and spirits for their exaltation. Know then, O king, I who speak have thee and thy city and thy country within my keeping. I am come to stay man's bloody hand, and through Zarathustra will I reveal the laws of Orma. They shall stand above all other laws. Because thou art the most skilled of men, I made thee king. Because thou hast seen that man must have an all highest law, I have come to thee. Yea, from thy youth up, and during thy long life, I have spoken to thy soul, saying, Asha, find thou the all highest. Asha, thou shalt have a strange labor before thou diest. Asha, thou that hast attained to the measurement of the stars shall find a power behind the stars. The king said, Enough, enough, O stranger. Thou turnest my head with wonders. I scarce know if I am living or dead, because of the mastery of thy wisdom. Alas, my kindred are dead, my friends are fools. I have none to tell these wonders to. All thy days shalt thou live in my palace, and whomsoever thou demandest for a wife shall be granted unto thee. Yahuwah Mazda said, Till I come again to thee, O king, keep thy own counsel. For the present I must return to the forest. Give me therefore of thy choicest ink and brushes and writing cloth, and I will send thou two servants. Hold on. And send thou two servants with me. Asha said, Suffer thou me to be one of thy servants, and I will abdicate my throne. And Huamazda said, I shall need thee where thou art. Thus ended the interview with the king. The next day, Zarathustra returned to the forest to write the Zarathustrian laws. That was good. That was really good. All right, beautiful people, that is it for today. It is Tuesday, December the 12th, 2023, day 128 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets of the 5-year consecutive day count. It is day 1507. We finished reading the rest of chapter 47 in the Holy Megillah, and we read chapter 5, and 6. Nope, I'm sorry. 5, 6, and 7. I messed it up because I flipped back to see the adoration I'm about to read. We read chapters 5, 6, and 7 in the book of God's word. We started on page 156 and we ended on page 162. All right. So the adoration, Father, we thank you that you are over all and in all, and your person is completely the whole all. All right, y'all. Let me see. Just me. Shalom, shalom. I saw you came in a little while ago. Blessings to Eowa, to all Eowa's creations, one love family. Tabitha said, by chance did the Hyksos was also called Shepherd Kings? I may have spelled it wrong, but I can't remember the pronunciation. I don't even know what you're talking about, sis. I'm gonna just be honest. Hyksos, I don't know. Anybody know what she referring to? I don't know. It could be. I know Israel was called Shepherd King. Well, their kings were called Shepherd Kings as well. It could have been. He was definitely going to give up his throne. If I was in his position and Zarathustra came to me, I'd be like, everything, I'm taking off, stripping. I'm going to the forest with you. What do I need to do? I found no other wisdom like this, right? He said, I ain't got nobody to tell all these wonders to. All my family is dead, and my friends are fools. I'm about to say my fools are friends. And my friends are all fools. All right, beautiful people, that's it. It's 7:19. We're about to get up out of here. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6:30. We changed the time just to 6:30, right? Because it's just seemed to be working better. Vanette said it a long time ago. Why don't you just put the time at 6:30? I'm like, no, because I said 6:15. That's what we're sticking with. But 6:30, it tends to be the time that works, right? Hyksos, that's the word, Hyksos. I still don't know what you're talking about. I don't even think I heard that before. Hold on. Let me see. Let me Google. Hyksos. Shepherd Kings. Hyksos. You are right. It's spelled Hyksos. Hyksos. The whole, hold on. I'm gonna read this, what it says. Fritz, what's going on, fam? Hyksos. Hold on. The Hyksos period marks the first in which Egypt was ruled by foreign rulers. Many details of their rule, such as the true extent of their kingdom and even the names and order of their kings, remain uncertain. The Hyksos practiced many Levantine or Canaanite customs as well as many Egyptian customs. They have been credited with introducing several technological innovations to Egypt, such as the horse and chariot, as well as the sickle sword and the composite bow, a theory which is disputed. Hold on. Okay, this is what I wanted to get. I opened it up and then the whole definition went away and I couldn't find it. Okay, so right here, Hyksos, this whole nation was styled Hyksos, Hyksos, that is shepherd kings. For the first syllable, Hyk, according to the sacred dialect, denotes a king, as is Sos, S-O-S, a shepherd. There you go. Can I see who is watching your live, even if they don't write in the chat? No, I can't. Brian Joe, what's going on, fam? I can't. If I open it up on Facebook, I could see who joined in if they don't type in. But here, unless they type something in the chat, I can't see them. And I can only see from here. It's not showing me like the view I would get if I was just on Facebook. I don't know. At least from my understanding, Facebook is the only one that does that. Like Pam is watching your video. When I did my videos from Facebook, that used to freak some people out because some people like to come in and just sneak and see. And when I say hey to people, they hurry up and cut out. I'm like, you know what? Let me only say hey to the people that say something to me. The people that type in the chat, I just, from that point when I saw that pattern when I say hey to different people, that's how I knew they was just sneaking in to be nosy. But when I said something, they hurry up and cut out, and I saw when they left. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just say hey to those that say something to me. Mom, hey girl, hey. So yeah, but here in StreamYard, I can't, unless there is a way to see that, and I just don't know how to work that function yet. But no, I just see when people type in where they're typing from, Facebook, YouTube, or wherever. So, all right, beautiful people, that's it. So yes, Tabitha, you're absolutely right. They spell it, hold on, there's two different spellings there. Hyksos, Hyksos, and then it was styled Hyksos, Hyksos. Hyk meaning shepherd, and then sos meaning kings, hence shepherd, king shepherd, whatever. Y'all get it. I just posted it. All right, y'all, we're about to get out of here. I love y'all, and I will see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bruce.
But I see through you.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gold, I've been far away. I'm illuminated now, make me
What did you just do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eye.
This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. This is.
Dreaming about fighting for a long time. I had a vision from the crazy one.
His heart rate is getting dangerously high.
He looks all right to me. You think that this universe is all there is?
I don't need gravity, I need
What mysteries lie beyond the reach of your senses? Existence, mind and matter meet. Thoughts shape reality.
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Some benevolent and life-giving, filled with malice and hunger. Dark places where powers older than time and waiting.
I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Who are you in this vast multiverse?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Have you seen that before in a gift shop?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Teach me.
No.
It's an earthquake rumble. I won't ever ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.